it's Miss Rachel from the William Jeans Library. Happy April, happy Poetry Month. We are reading all different kinds of poetry this month, and I have some poems from a beautiful book to share with you today. The book is called The Proper Way to Meet a Hedgehog. In case you're wondering, we're going to find out. And other how-to poems. And the poems in this book are by all different poets, but they were collected and chosen by Paul Genexo. And the poems are illustrated all by the same person, Richard Jones. So even though different people wrote the poems, it was the same person that created illustrations to go along with each of them. And Mr. Genexo collected them all together into a book. I'm going to read 4 of them for you today with permission from the publisher, Candlewick Press. So because it is the title poem for the book, the first one I'm going to read is The Proper Way to Meet a Hedgehog. And I will see if I can read the poem and show you the picture at the same time. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try. Maybe I do need my glasses. We'll see. The proper way to meet a hedgehog. Today I walked outside and spied a hedgehog on the hill. When she and I met eye to eye, she raised up straight and still. The quills across her back puffed out. She froze in blind alarm. In turn, I ceased to move about, to show I meant no harm. A while we stood there silently, in time as if to say, I'll leave you be if you leave me, then went our separate ways. That poem was written by Allan Wolf. If you ever come across a hedgehog and it puffs up its quills, you'll know the best thing to do is just stay still to show that you mean no harm. Thank you to Mr. Allan Wolf for writing that poem to tell us how to meet a hedgehog. The next one is called Walking on Mars. We're probably more likely to meet a hedgehog than we are to walk on Mars, but you never know. This one is by Irene Latham. And there's not much to this picture, so I'm going to read the poem and then I'll show you the illustration that goes along with it. Walking on Mars. Bounce in your boots. Skip like you're 6 years old. Trust your equipment. Listen to mission control. Marvel at craters. The desert is yours to explore. Barren places invite our imaginations to soar. Acknowledge the power of that fine rusty dust. It can blind you and bury you when the wind starts to gust. Don't take off your helmet, whatever you do. Be ready. The first person to walk on Mars might be you. Maybe that will be you someday. The next one from this beautiful selection of poetry in this book that I'm going to read is called How to Ride a New Bike. This one is by April Halpern Wayland. Maybe you already know how to ride a bike. And if so, maybe you'll remember what it was like. Maybe you don't know how to ride a bike yet, and maybe this poem will inspire you. How to Ride a New Bike. Reflector, head protector, let's ride. Quick quiz, cycling whiz. When car turns in a flash, how won't you crash? Brake hard, brake hard. You won't last, you'll fly past handlebars, seeing stars. Next guess? Less mess, please. Feather breaks slow, bike doesn't throw me, so I touch ground, safe and sound. Yep, you've got guts. A plus. This poem tells you the car is coming and you need to stop. If you brake too hard and too fast, you might go flying over the handlebars. But if you feather the brakes slow, you can stop and touch the ground with your feet. Riding a bike can be tricky. It takes a lot of practice. And maybe during this time when you're not going to school, maybe now is a time to learn how to ride your bike, or to ride your bike more than you did before. One more poem from this book that I would like to share with you today. It's called How to Say a Little Prayer. And this one is by Pat Mora, who is also an author of children's books. This is the first time I ever read any poetry by him, so I really enjoyed understanding that he's also a poet. How to say a little prayer. Choose a place you like, a bright, sunny space, or by the sea rippling in and out, or a hilltop, or your bed at night. Slowly breathe in and out, in and out. Think about a sight you like. Yellow flowers, your mom's face, a favorite tree, a hawk in flight, breathing slowly in and out. Think about a memory that makes you smile, breathing in and out. A good night kiss, or granddad patting your head, then hugging you so tight. Eyes closed, still breathing slowly. Whisper, gracias, thanks. A little prayer for our many blessings feels right. Thank you for joining me again for more poetry, my friends. I hope that you would consider checking this book out from the library when we are open, because there are so many poems. These are all the names of all of the poets who contributed a poem to this book. So there were a lot more than the 4 that I read to share with you, and they are all wonderful and they're all beautifully illustrated. So I hope you check it out, and I hope that you consider writing some of your own poetry, that some of the things we're sharing together inspire you to write some of your own, or to read some that you've never read before. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.